And this week on SmackDown, WWE paid homage to Bray Wyatt by showcasing highlights from his career, also incorporating multiple QR codes into their presentation. QR codes have been closely associated with Bray Wyatt, as they played a pivotal role in the clever marketing strategy that built anticipation for his WWE comeback last year. Throughout the evening, a total of 6 QR codes were featured. The first QR code directed viewers to a video highlighting the impactful debut of the Wyatt family, an iconic moment that holds lessons for aspiring wrestlers. The second QR code centered around Bray Wyatt's transformation into The Fiend, marking a significant turning point in his career trajectory. The third QR code led fans to Bray Wyatt's monumental victory for the WWE World title at Elimination Chamber 2017. Wyatt defeated AJ Styles, John Cena, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin to win his first singles title in WWE. The fourth QR code centered around the Firefly Funhouse. WWE linked to a video of the first episode of that fan-favorite series. Fans were shocked when WWE released Bray Wyatt and, after over a year of absence from the company, made his triumphant return at Extreme Rules. That was quite a moment, and a video to that was the company's 5th QR code link. Bray Wyatt's final run in WWE was different. He was raw and revealed much more about his own inner demons. WWE used their 6th QR code link to direct fans to a promo that Bray Wyatt cut on SmackDown in October as he addressed fans in a way he never did before. According to Sean Ross Sapp, Michael Hayes and Robert Roode were responsible for producing the Bray Wyatt tribute that started the show. This was quite a segment, and it was also incredibly emotional. Sean Ross Sapp also noted that WWE moved Jimmy Uso's return and other planned creative angles to next week's SmackDown. They were able to do some things this week, but the focus was on Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk, and that's where it needed to be. Bray Wyatt's passing is an immense loss on many fronts. Not only did the world bid farewell to an exceptional individual, devoted father, and creative genius, but numerous untold stories within WWE will forever remain unfinished. As previously reported by us, plans were in motion for a fresh Wyatt family faction, potentially featuring Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, Alexa Bliss, and Eric Young. Tragically, this concept never materialized, and each individual pursued different paths after that point. The passing of Bray Wyatt undeniably robbed the world of his enduring presence. Since the announcement last night of Wyatt's passing, a vast outpouring of support and mourning has poured out on social media from friends, co-workers, and fans. Former WWE star Summer Rae shared one of her memories of Rotunda from their time in WWE developmental, shining a light on Rotunda's passion for wrestling as well as his inclusive nature. She wrote, "In FCW, Wyndham gave me a list of movies and documentaries to watch and pitch from. He wanted me to be in the family. I think he believed in me more than I did in myself at that time. I learned so much from him creatively, but he was just a good human. So smart. This is so sad." What's your opinion on what Summer Rae said? Do you think she would have been a good addition to the Wyatt family? Share your thoughts in the comments. Bray Wyatt was also honored in a memorable way during a Premier League face-off between Arsenal and Fulham. As both teams retreated to the locker room at halftime on August 26th, the Emirates Stadium was filled with the haunting melodies of Broken Out in Love by Mark Crozier. This was Wyatt's iconic entrance music. The atmospheric tune created an emotional pause in the usually high-energy football setting, with the club and fans paying tribute to Bray Wyatt. This moving gesture culminated in a deadlock, with the match ending in a 2-2 stalemate. According to The Sun, the man in charge of the playlist at Arsenal turns out to be a passionate fan of wrestling. He's been known to sprinkle WWE theme songs into the mix during his time orchestrating the musical backdrop for the Gunners. Arsenal weren't the only ones tuning in to the wrestling world's sorrow. The same tribute was mirrored miles away at Coventry Arena, where Coventry City faced off against Sunderland. BWE, proven WWE insider, noted on X that John Cena is expected to deliver an emotional tribute for Bray Wyatt upon his return. BWE did not specify what kind of tribute Cena has planned, but the emotions involved with losing someone like Bray Wyatt are not going to go down anytime soon. Not just the pro wrestling world, but mainstream media and celebrities alike have reacted to Bray Wyatt's unfortunate passing. This includes actress Vanessa Hudgens, who was simply heartbroken after his death. Bray Wyatt, as The Fiend, was the first star to hold the blue version of the Universal Championship, and fans are now claiming the title should be retired and handed to his family. Roman Reigns currently holds the Universal Championship. He won the title back in 2020 at the Payback Premium Live event by defeating Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. The Tribal Chief later unified the belt with the WWE title at WrestleMania 38 by defeating Brock Lesnar. A few months back, the company introduced the new undisputed WWE Universal Championship, combining the two belts to celebrate Reigns crossing 1,000 days as champion. Both titles are still a part of the Tribal Chief's presentation, but they are carried by Paul Heyman. With the introduction of the new undisputed title, fans are now pushing WWE to retire the blue version of the Universal Championship on Raw or SmackDown next week ahead of Payback to honor Wyatt. The Eater of Worlds unveiled the blue Universal Championship in 2019 after defeating Seth Rollins and bringing the championship to SmackDown. He then lost this title to Goldberg at the Super Showdown event in Saudi Arabia, ending his 118-day reign. All Elite Wrestling retired the AEW TNT Championship belt when Brody Lee passed away in 2019 and made his son the holder of the title for life. WWE could do the same thing for Wyatt since the Universal Championship is no longer in commission. Should WWE retire the championship in honor of Bray Wyatt? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Chris Jericho's band Fozzy has a busy week. They played a show in London today, and they will also perform Judas at Wembley Stadium for All In London. During today's London show, Chris Jericho led the crowd in a Bray Wyatt tribute. They sang a song that was synonymous with Wyatt during a popular time in his career. Jericho led the London crowd with a rendition of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, a song that fans sang for Wyatt on numerous occasions. It's no surprise that there will be a lot more Bray Wyatt tributes for a long time to come. In addition to performing in concert this weekend, the Ocho has also turned up at the Rev Pro Independent show. On Saturday, the AEW star made a surprise appearance at the Rev Pro Anniversary show to attack his scheduled opponent for All In 2023, Will Ospreay. The Aerial Assassin defeated Shingo Takagi in the main event. After the match, Will Ospreay was cutting a promo on Zack Sabre Jr., who challenged him to a bout at NJPW Royal Quest 3. During the promo, a masked Chris Jericho appeared inside the Copper Box Arena and attacked him before unveiling himself to be the attacker. Y2J would hit the Codebreaker, assaulted him with a chair, and would hit the Judas effect on Ospreay to finish him off. Jericho's attack on Ospreay was similar to his attack on Kenny Omega at the original All In when he jumped Omega while wearing a Pentagon Jr. mask. What do you think of what Chris Jericho did? Are you looking forward to Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay at All In? Share your thoughts in the comments. WWE has a few stories in motion on Raw, and next week's episode will certainly see momentum towards Payback, and we have a couple of matches to expect now. WWE will present Raw this week from the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. That episode already had some things announced for the card, but now we have two more matches. It was already announced that Chad Gable will battle Ludwig Kaiser. Also, Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark are set to throw down in a Falls Count Anywhere match. WWE has officially revealed two new matchups for Monday's edition of Raw. They did this through their official website. This episode will be special as it serves as the go-home show for the upcoming Payback Premium Live event. Tommaso Ciampa will square off against Bronson Reed, and the New Day will take on the Viking Raiders in those two new matches. The feud between Reed and Ciampa ignited a few weeks ago when Reed interfered in Ciampa's match against The Miz, culminating in Reed's victory, aided by Shinsuke Nakamura's interference. We'll have to see how things play out on Raw next week. Obviously, WWE has some things in the pipeline, and Payback could be the destination to see a lot of that play out. More AEW news now as All In London is coming for fans on August 27th. It'll be quite a show in Wembley Stadium, and the company isn't done adding to the big card either. Sean Ross Sapp noted behind Fightful's paywall that AEW is considering the idea of adding Chris Statlander vs. Ruby Soho to the All In London card. This would also give Ruby Soho a match on the card along with the rest of the Outcast stable. AEW already has a loaded card ready for All In London. This will give fans quite a show, but it seems that they might add another title match to that big card. Odyssey Jones was one of the bright stars in NXT 2.0 who had a lot of charisma and a ton of potential. Therefore, people thought he was meant for great things after his WWE main roster call-up, but nothing's really happened yet. Now it appears Jones competed in a dark match before SmackDown this week. Prior to SmackDown this week, Odyssey Jones competed in a match against Cameron Grimes and took the pinfall. Odyssey Jones was drafted to Raw as part of the 2023 WWE Draft, but he never managed to make any sort of impression on Monday Night Raw. Instead, he's been making appearances backstage on SmackDown. We previously reported that WWE is working out a place for Odyssey Jones on SmackDown, and while nothing has been announced on television, we will have to wait and see whether Odyssey Jones will eventually be used on WWE television in some capacity as soon as possible. Former NXT star EC3 recently spoke about how Bray Wyatt made the best of every situation, no matter what WWE handed him. On Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, E3 mentioned that he witnessed Wyatt developing his characters closely during their time in FCW. The former 24/7 champion added that no matter what the WWE creative team handed him, the 36-year-old always made the best of everything. Watching him cultivate and create character after character during promo days with Dusty Rhodes was like, I'm the most creative man that I think I've ever known, except for him. He was unreal in every aspect, and he'd create something no matter what, whether it was Axel Mulligan or something he was handed, or it was Husky Harris, like the worst possible deviation from what he was doing. Furthermore, EC3 stated that rather than bemoaning that he was being let down by the promotion, Bray Wyatt focused on further improving his craft. I mean, what happened was he got embarrassed on national TV by this company that he'd always wanted to work with. Gets punted in the head. Did he complain? Did he cry? Did he weep? No, he went back to work. He went back to the drawing board and he created Bray Wyatt. EC3's comments on Wyatt cannot be ignored, as we all witnessed how WWE treated Wyatt during his formidable years. What do you think about EC3's comments? Sound off in our comments below. Maven holds the honor as the first Tough Enough winner back in the early 2000s. He won the first season and won a WWE contract. He was with WWE from 2001 until his release in 2005. During his time in WWE, Maven learned a lot about what goes on in the company. While speaking on his YouTube channel, Maven opened up about the unwritten locker room rules in WWE and included the likes of shaking hands with fellow WWE superstars, respecting veterans, and more. 1. Shake everyone's hand. 2. Be on time. 3. Stay until the end of the show. 4. Don't ask, don't tell about money. 5. Plans are going to change, be able to roll with them. 6. Respect your agent or producer. 7. Respect your veterans. And 8. Get to the ring and learn your craft. Maven was a part of the professional wrestling world as he was competing in the Figure Wrestling Federation. Triple H also previously spoke to Maven about his WWE return. Regardless, fans are certainly intrigued now that they know more about what goes on in the WWE locker room. What's your take on this story? Are you surprised by all these unwritten WWE rules? Sound off in the comments. And we're ending with AEW now, as Jack Perry might be showcasing more edge and attitude than ever before after his recent heel turn, but it was a line during his babyface feud against Christian Cage that ended up landing him in trouble behind the scenes. During his storyline against the wrestling veteran, Perry told Cage that he was the biggest I've ever met in my life. It was a line that suited the situation given how heated things had gotten between the two, but it was also one that the company didn't appreciate, as revealed on the latest Hey EW. Literally, that line exposed all the back there because I got in so much trouble about that word. They're emailing me saying, please don't ever say that again. But Perry still attempted to capitalize on the moment even further by making a t-shirt with that word on it. Perry stated that the management strictly warned him about the consequences. AEW may not work with the same restrictions as WWE, but wrestlers still must abide by certain rules established by their bosses, especially when on broadcast television. It wasn't the first time a wrestler has found themselves in some heat for pushing the boundaries, and it certainly won't be the last.